Good morning. All right, so if you are a firefly, you know right now your voice should be at a 0. Thank you. And for those of you who are not, that just means that when someone else is talking, our voice is off. I would just like to welcome everyone and thank you for coming today. Thank you for visiting us here at Feitchens Elementary. And again, we'd like to welcome you. So good morning, students, community members, and staff, all District 186 staff who joined us today. We would really like to welcome everyone to celebrate our Illinois Proud Penny Drive, and thank you for participating in this celebration. Today is a very special day in the state of Illinois. Here at Feitchens, we are going to make history. So for us fireflies in here, we are awesome, and so are the rest of you, so thank you again. Now we will have a few remarks from our superintendent.
Good morning, everyone. First and foremost, I would like to thank all of you as a part of the Illinois Bicentennial Committee for making this possible today and really making our dream come alive over the last school year. It is with great pleasure that we are gathered here today to honor the state of Illinois' 200th birthday. We are here to present the state with a big birthday present. We have a very special gift to present on behalf of the students from all over Sangamon County. We're very thankful that Feitchens is hosting us today, and we also wanted to recognize all of our visitors that are in the room. So first, that represent Sangamon County. So if you're from Feitchens, let's stand up so you can be recognized. All right, yay. All right, thank you. You've had your stretch minute, so you can sit down there. All right, but we have some important visitors that are representing their schools. For all of the students that are back in school and in class learning, we've got some people here representing the schools. So first up, I know we have some representation from Blackhawk. Please stand, all right. And I see right across the aisle some representation from Hazel Dell. Isles School, right in front. Lee Elementary School, all right, welcome. Lincoln Magnet School. Matheny Withrow, right up here in front. Ridgely Elementary, thank you. Springfield Learning Academy, thanks for being here. Wilcox Elementary, right over here. We have Ball Chatham School District. Lutheran High School, right up here on stage. We have representation from Christ the King. Welcome. Little Flower, welcome. St. Patrick's School, all right, welcome today. Calvary Academy, all right. Blessed Sacrament, all right. Well, and I hope, is there any other out there that I may have missed? I think we had it. One more, okay. St. Al's, all right, go ahead and have a stand. Thank you so much for being here and for working tirelessly last school year to make this a reality. This is a student gift to the state of Illinois. So listen in to our special guests as we honor our history and celebrate the future of the state of Illinois and this very special project. Our first guest should look very familiar to you because his face is on the pennies that you brought in for our Illinois Proud Penny Drive. I never thought this would be a reality in my career, but please let me introduce to you Abraham Lincoln.
Good morning. It's good to be here. Of course, some of y'all, I hope all of y'all all know me as a president of the United States. But there's an important part of my history that took place a long time before that, before I became president, and it was right here in this county. Whenever I was a younger man, I studied to become a lawyer, and I worked hard, as I suppose all of you all are all studying as well. But after I had studied to become a lawyer, I had to pass a test. And it wasn't a test like a reading test or a math test. It was a very particular test. And it was a test that I would be a person of good moral character. Because to be a lawyer means that you're going to help people with some of their very most important problems in their whole lives. And so they have to know that you're going to be a good person and that you're a trustworthy person. So I had to pass this test to be a person of good moral character. And I did pass the test. And the proof is in a book. It's in this book right here. It's the minute book of Sangamon County. And that's where it was written down that I was a person of good moral character, and it is an important part of my history. However, that book has been off in New York State, and it hasn't been available to help tell part of my history. But you folks, the children in the schools in Sangamon County, have got together, and through what you have done, through all those pennies, remember that you got together, you have brought this back to the state of Illinois and to Sangamon County, and it's going to be right here to help tell my history and to help also tell some of your history, for you have done it, and for that we shall always be grateful. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. President. Can you say thank you, Mr. President? We are so proud of you, and we are so proud of all that you have done to make sure that we could make history. You know, Abraham Lincoln was a history maker, but guess who else is a history maker because of this effort? You are history makers, and we're so proud of you. This year, Illinois will celebrate its 200th birthday. We call that the bicentennial. Can you say bicentennial? Bicentennial. That was good. So to help President Lincoln bring this important book back, you raised all of those pennies through the Illinois Proud Penny Drive, and we could not be more proud of you as we celebrate the state's birthday. Just a little reminder about what we did. The Penny Drive was just like a campaign that was done years and years ago. Kids all over the state of Illinois raised money to bring a very important artifact back to Illinois, or in Illinois, and it was the Gettysburg Address. So what you did was very similar to what those kids did to bring the Gettysburg Address back. Now, it's an important document, and you can see it on display here today, and we're going to tell you some other ways that you can see it throughout the rest of this year. But I want you to take a look at the screens over here, because we want to show you and remind you of all of the wonderful things you did to make this all happen and how you guys were history makers. So we're going to focus our attention on the screen.
For 2 weeks in April, school children from more than 60 schools in Sangamon County brought pennies in to raise money for a very important Abraham Lincoln artifact during the Illinois Proud Penny Drive for our state's 200th birthday.
I looked under the couch. I went outside because there's money on the ground that people drop, and I saved up my money.
I just looked in like junk drawers and stuff. Like, it's really easy to find loose change.
Like outside. Under the couch and in rooms.
We had a week of a penny drive, and on Mondays we did pennies. Then the other days we did dimes, nickels, quarters, and then dollars on Friday.
The goal was to raise enough money, $15,000, to purchase the Sangamon County Minute Book, which included the certification that Abraham Lincoln was a man of good moral character.
I remembered people bringing pennies and dollars and everything up to the buckets and just pouring them in. And there was just lots.
Getting a certification for good moral character, doing the right thing even when no one is looking, was absolutely necessary for Lincoln to become a lawyer back in the 1800s.
But there's one other thing I needed to do, I had to have somebody sign a book at the county seat up in Springfield and vouch for me. That means to declare in front of everybody and write it down on paper that I was a person of good moral character.
In order to reach the goal, students needed to bring in 1.5 million pennies in 2 weeks.
I remember the competition, like who could get the most pennies.
Volunteers from all over the county picked up the coins and donations at all of the schools and brought them to Bank of Springfield locations. Bank of Springfield officials said it took more than 20 hours to count all of the money that was coming in.
The very last day of the campaign, we had vans pulling up with just pennies on top of pennies and suitcases, anything and everything. We had personal bankers running out and bringing the pennies in because, believe it or not, when you have that many pennies in one container, it gets pretty heavy. So we'd bring those in to the tellers and over to the coin counting machines, and really the whole last day of the campaign, and then typically on a few other days at the end of the weeks during the campaign, you could just hear the coin machines counting all the coins.
And how did the kids in Sangamon County do?
How many pennies did we get?
We got, drum roll for Sarah.
Okay, we got 1.8 million pennies and some change.
All right.
Yeah. After you guys raised all of that money to bring that important Lincoln book back to Illinois, we had to bring it up to Chicago for experts at Graphic Conservation to take a look at it and see what kind of work needed to be done to make sure that we have this book for your kids and grandkids to see in future generations.
Because the Sangamon County kids surpassed the goal and brought in more than $18,000, every extra penny was used toward making sure the book will be preserved for the future.
This is actually caused by bugs. Looks like a worm or something like that ate into that page there, and that's something we see quite a bit. Worms and bugs love to eat paper.
Conservators say when you have a book that is 183 years old, it's gotten a lot of wear and literal tears that have to be repaired in order for the book to survive.
So we're looking to preserve the document so that it does have additional generations of lifespan associated with it. Unfortunately, with some old papers, and you may have seen this with old newspapers in your house or magazines, they actually become brittle with time and they can crack almost like a potato chip. In some cases, that's a very bad thing to have happen to paper, and we try to reverse that process and basically to stop it and not let it get any worse.
So after weeks of work, the precious Lincoln artifact arrived back in Springfield safe and sound, and it's all thanks to the kids in Sangamon County.
Why was the book in New York?
Sure. Well, you know, a lot of Lincoln items over time, he was president a long time ago, have been scattered here and there around the country and around the world. So different collectors and different people over time bring those items in, and this one ended up in New York, and we're really happy that we were able to get it back here to the land of Lincoln in Illinois.
You'll be able to take a closer look at this important book through the end of September in the lobby of the Presidential Library. Then it will move over to a very important spot in the museum near the exhibit that includes a scene from Lincoln's days as a lawyer in Springfield. And for safekeeping, it will be stored in the vault of the library to make sure the state keeps it for generations to come.
Kids are so powerful, and when students get together and work together, they are world changers. And students all over Sangamon County donated to this project, and we're very excited because Abraham Lincoln is such an important part of our culture.
He was a very good president. I know he resided in Springfield, and he just made a lot of change, especially how he abolished slavery, and it just made a very big impact on where we are today.
Thank you to all of the kids in Sangamon County who made this a reality today. Special thanks to our partners including the Bank of Springfield, Pisa's at Bun Gourmet, Midwest Family Broadcasting, Lincoln, Springfield Pepsi Bottling Company, Gigante & Gigante, Staff Carpet, Midwest Office Supply, the Illinois Bicentennial Commission, Staub Funeral Homes, the Sangamon County Bar Association, and the Abraham Lincoln Presidential Library and Museum.
So that was very exciting. You did all of that in a 2-week period. Isn't that awesome? So as we saw in the video, you raised all the money. We bought the book. We brought it back from New York. It went up to Chicago. They worked on it to make sure that it was all ready to go and preserved for future generations. And then we picked this school, Feitchens Elementary, and the book is right here. I don't know if you noticed that. Did you know that? The book is right here. So after we're all finished, we'll be able to walk by and see it a little bit closer, but we picked Feitchens Elementary to bring the book right to the school, the one that you purchased. And so we're so excited about that. And we have to have it in this case to protect it because it's really old. It's like 183 years old. So next we have a very important guest because after it leaves the school today, it's going to go to downtown Springfield to the Abraham Lincoln Presidential Library. And you know, we have the boss of the library right here today. He's here, Director Alan Lowe, and he's going to offer a few remarks to talk about how important this book is to have in Springfield. Director Lowe?
Thanks, everyone. Thank you, Representative Jimenez. Mr. Lincoln, always good to see you, Mr. President. Thank you for being here. This is an amazing and exciting day. We're so honored at the Abraham Lincoln Library Museum to be chosen as the place where this book is going to end up. It's so important for it to be here in Illinois. And it shows the importance of moral character. Mr. Lincoln, President Lincoln, accomplished all he did based on that good moral character. So saving our nation, advancing freedom, the ability to continue to inspire all of us today was based on those values that he held. The great person that he was, all of it flowed from that. So we're very, very proud to have this book as part of our collections, part of our archives. I want to thank you all for your hard work and dedication. It's awesome. And now we're going to bring it to the Library Museum where it will be displayed and preserved and used to teach you and future generations. I want to thank again Representative Jimenez and Rakisha Phelan for their vision and leadership for making this happen. And this is a surprise. As an expression of our thanks, we have a facsimile copy of this for both of you. Mike, please. Mike Little, our CEO, is bringing that out to you. Thank you both so much. Amazing work. Thank you. I also want to thank Russ Mackey, who's on stage with us, for his conservation work. And we do a lot of work at the library to make sure the stuff we have is here forever, that we save it for you and for future generations to come see and use and see in our museum. So Russ, thank you as always. Awesome work, Russ Mackey. Of course, most of all, I want to thank you, the students of Sangamon County. You made this happen. You brought this book back to the land of Lincoln. That's especially important this year. As you know, it's our 200th birthday here in Illinois, a bicentennial. It's especially important this year to bring it back. So you all are just terrific. You should be very proud of what you've accomplished for your state, for your nation. I know Abraham Lincoln is very proud of you. So thank you all very, very much. Also, I should say one last thing. Come see it. As you heard, it's going to be on display at the library from today until October 1st, and then over in our museum from October 1st through the end of the year. So make sure you come by and see the book when it's on display. Thank you all very much.
Thank you very much, Director Lowe. And next we have so many famous people here today. It's like awesome. We have the mayor of the city of Springfield, Mayor Jim Langfelder, and he actually also donated to the penny campaign. So Mayor Langfelder, please join us.
Good morning, everybody. Well, congratulations on giving us this great gift that everybody can enjoy. But with any project or any idea, you have to have a champion that starts it out. And we can't thank the Honorable Representative Sarah Wojcicki-Jimenez enough for coming up with the idea. And then also you have to get people to help. And that's what Rakisha Phelan did and many others. So let's give them a great round of applause again. And being the mayor of the home of Abraham Lincoln gives us great pride. It's a really humbling experience. You could not be a mayor of a greater city because of Abraham Lincoln. And what it shows today, everybody looks at the book that's come back and it's about his moral character. But what Abe stood for is bringing people together. And we have a great superintendent in Jennifer Gill, many great people here within these walls and outside these walls. but that's what makes Springfield great is our people. But what you should always remember is the power of the penny. Because a while back they talked about getting rid of the penny, believe it or not, because they thought it was just loose change and bogged down when you're shopping for things. But what you have shown is the importance of the power of the penny, because it took 1.5 million pennies to bring this gift back. And it also showed the power of a person. When we all work together, what we can do. We can do a lot individually, just like a penny can do, not as much as it used to do individually, but when you collect everybody together, or all those pennies together, you can do great things. And that, to me, is what this project shows. So we cannot thank you enough. And on behalf of Abraham Lincoln, one of the quotes he did say was, "Whatever you are, be a good one." And you are great ones with this project. So congratulations, thank you for all you've done in bringing this birthday gift to our residents.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Next, we would like to invite a group of students to help make our presentation. Making sure you're awake. You awake? And Director Lowe and the mayor and Mr. Lincoln, can you also join us down here, please?
We, the students of Sangamon County, by the authority vested in us by our participation in Illinois' Proud Penny Drive, do hereby present of the official minute book of Sangamon County to the state of Illinois, Abraham Lincoln Presidential Library and Museum in honor and celebration of the state of Illinois' 200th birthday year.
And may all the future generations remember Lincoln's character and remember this commemoration made by the students of Sangamon County.
And so now, as some of the other grown-ups have talked about, we are celebrating Illinois' 200th birthday this year. So part of what we want to do, and we need everybody to help, is we're going to sing Happy Birthday to Illinois, and this is the birthday gift we gave. Okay, so are you guys ready? All right, you lead us in Happy Birthday.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Illinois. Happy birthday to you.
Great job. Thank you very much. You can take a seat. And so the very last thing we're going to do today is a special presentation from Director Lowe to the superintendent of schools here, and it's also going to be something that we can enjoy at all the other schools throughout the year.
Well, thank you all again so much. What an amazing effort you've put in, and an amazing result. It will be here for all future generations to enjoy, and we thank you so much. Superintendent Gill, is she? Oh, there you are. Thank you. Yes, no. Oh, well, I can't really say anything else. Thank you so much. Amazing students, amazing teachers, amazing staff. We love District 186. Everything you do is Sangamon County is a great home for us and a great partner for us, and we thank you so much for that. As a token of our appreciation, we want to present this to you, a facsimile of the book that you can use around the schools and show this great thing that you all have done for your community. Thank you so much. Thank you.